Three Speech podcast, a light-hearted poke at the woke. I'm Darius Davies, joined here as ever with co-host Mr. Leo Kearse.
Hello.
And the Bayesian sensation, the happiest man in all of Vauxhall right now, Mr. Nico Yearwood.
Brah.
What's up, guys? How's it going? And our producer, Mooch. He's even on camera today, looking fantastic. Welcome, Mooch. So, big week. What's been going on? How's things? What's caught your eye? What's been in the news? Put it to you, Leo Kearse. Because you have the paper.
I've got the paper. I've got a list of stuff. I mean, I could just... We can talk about kombucha. We can talk about cartoons getting cancelled. We can talk about Tinder background checks. I think we should start by talking about cuties, because this is a Netflix show that caused some controversy because it had, 8-year-old girls dressed up in makeup and fishnets and stuff and doing sexualized dancing. Twerking.
Making it pop.
I call it sexualized dancing because I'm a 44-year-old white man. But yeah, twerking is the street name for it. The street word for this. Sexualized dancing. Twerking, and Nico cancelled his Netflix subscription as a result.
Yeah, but I got a new one from a friend.
But you're not paying for it, which is the main thing.
But why are we talking about this now? That was a long time ago. That was in Lost episode 3.
We were just talking about how we were going to talk about this in the podcast.
Okay, we're talking about that because a guy called Brett Baum, who you might not know, he is the Milwaukee's children court judge, and he headed an organization that organized drag queen story hours. So he organized these drag queen story hours for children. Surprise, surprise, he's been caught for child porn.
Is this real?
This is real. This is on the newspaper today. Brett Baum. So he's obviously a nonce. I wouldn't have seen that coming.
Wait a minute. Isn't that a gross generalization?
What?
I mean, what's your basis for saying he's obviously a nonce?
Because he started why would you start a drag queen story hour for children?
I don't know, maybe to make the children realize that some kind of woke gender thing or something. I don't fucking know.
He's a nonce.
Well,
everyone knows he's a nonce.
I don't think there's.
Well, why is he being arrested for being a nonce then?
Well,
Why is the headline leading with "he's a nonce"? This literally says it on the news. Look at it. Milwaukee Children's Court judge who headed organization that runs booked for child porn.
First of all, though, Cuties wasn't about drag queens. Cuties was...
Yeah, but I think it was a tenuous link to get into this conversation.
very tenuous.
To get into this conversation.
I didn't watch Cuties, but I know it didn't have in drag queens.
Okay, well, this is what happened. Is just before we came on air, I said, I think drag queen is a sexualized, it's a sexualized form of, it's a sexualized form of entertainment. It's a sexually provocative entertainment.
Yeah, but most entertainment is kind of sexualized. Like people, we go and watch a singer in Vegas or whatever, they're going to be wearing sexy clothes and makeup and stuff.
I think the point he's making is that you wouldn't see that at a kid's school.
Yeah, it's not suitable for kids. That's my kind of...
I had a different opinion. I'm saying cool, I don't see it as big an issue because I don't see drag specifically.
Can I just stop you 1 second? So Mooch doesn't see... I've got one question. Mooch doesn't see it as a big issue. And listen, all I'd like you to do, Mooch, is look at the camera you're looking at.
Darius, you blocking me there.
Sorry, they don't need to see you right now.
They can't see
right?
me.
Okay.
Handsome face.
Mooch, put your head down on your camera, right? And put your head down a little bit forward. Lean your head forward. There you go. Bit more. Just lean it a little bit more forward. I want them to see his cap that looks like the kind of cap that would sexually charge a child into it, right? That is a pedo cap if I've ever seen one. All right, cut that bit. It's got of course he doesn't think it's sexualized. Look at the cap he's wearing.
Darius, I think you're just seeing a link. You're seeing a link between pedophilia and everything.
Look,
Nico Queens.
I think the lady does protest too much.
Nico threw me off by saying I was in front of him. That's what happened.
Also, Darius,
Nico was trying to save you from whatever cockroach that was.
Yeah, I'll fuck you.
Also,
Fuck you.
You have TikTok.
Yeah, I've got TikTok.
You have TikTok.
Yeah, I do.
So you basically spend your time looking at 13-year-old girls wiggling their asses.
Yeah.
In a sexualized manner.
Terms of use on TikTok is 18 over. So in my eyes, they're all 18 plus.
You're like a
solid
nightclub bouncer in Dumfries.
I think we can all agree that everything said on this pod is mostly in jest.
Not all, and it's not all serious.
But that's what not in jest mean. That's what in jest means. It means not serious.
Yeah, but sometimes some people are so dumb, you need to explain it to them.
Oh yeah, because other podcasts like the Have a Word podcast, slightly more successful podcast than this one.
Well, only more successful because they actually release their podcast. That's the
they
crucial
cheated.
difference between them and us is they release it.
They cheated by actually doing it and releasing it. Whereas we rarely do it, and when we do it, we don't release it. But
that is changing, and we will be releasing regularly from now on.
That's right.
Brilliant. But yeah, they did a joke about, because I mean the thing with podcasts is you sort of, it's quite sort of freewheeling. So sometimes you're gonna comedians they sort of push a line, find out where the boundaries are. You got to crash the car to find out how fast you can drive it. And they did a joke about having a disabled girlfriend or something like that. And it obviously can't have been that bad, or they would have been like, wait a minute, we can't put that out. But anyway, they put it out, and then they got, man, all these other comedians, this is the thing, I understand, like, members of the public, you're always going to find some of them that get upset about stuff. Other comedians were saying, right into their agent, saying, you need to tell them they need to go on implicit bias training, which that's the state of comedy in 2021. Comedians are telling other comedians.
They're going to say that about Darius and his drag queen thing.
Yeah.
That you need drag queen training.
Two things. One, regarding the Have a Word guys, literally no one I know who's been outraged by the joke that they said has actually heard the joke. No one can tell me what the joke is. Yeah. They're just outraged by the furor. Regarding drag queens, I just think drag queens is an adult activity. It's made for adults and it should be for adults. I don't think it's suitable to have little children have a storytelling from drag queens. That's just my opinion.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of agree. I don't think there's a link between, like, drag queens and paedophilia, but I think drag queens it's quite a sort of
apart from that
sexualized
story that was a link, they linked it right
No,
there.
that's a one-off event. That's a one-off
You just
thing.
said there's no link, I just put it
That's
into
not
a link.
fucking like you get pedophiles. Oh, what? So a pedophile works in fucking...
I'm just glad that finally there's a bit more diversity amongst pedophiles, and we've got some drag queen ones as well as some white ones, as well as some Arab ones, as well. Finally, it's a bit more diversity.
Still no black ones.
Apart from R. Kelly.
Apart from R. Kelly.
That's
Michael Jackson.
that's
No, Michael
alleged.
Jackson's not a pedo.
He's not a pedo.
I thought you were going to say Michael
alleged.
Jackson's not black, but he was a pedo.
No.
I've had enough.
I'm confident
I've
say
had
that.
enough of
No,
your
no.
racism.
There's a
How
new
dare
documentary
you
that
call
came
Michael
out that
Jackson a
proved-
paedophile?
He's not a pedophile. He's
A
not
documentary proves he's not a pedophile.
that did some research that shows that.
But I
he
saw
wasn't a
another
pedophile.
documentary that said he is a pedophile.
You're a
They were lying.
paedophile.
So maybe
They
we
were
can't
lying.
use documentaries as our basis.
No, he wasn't a pedophile.
I think
not
Michael
MJ.
Jackson was a pedophile.
No, he wasn't.
He was a pedophile.
He wasn't.
R. Kelly was definitely a pedophile.
Possibly, yes. That one is harder to
Okay, so we started off hot with the drag queens.
Yeah.
And
But I don't think you can say like, this one story proves that drag queens are pedophiles. That's like,
Well, I never said that. I said that specific.
But you said it proves a link between drag queens.
didn't.
I don't think it was fucking about there.
Yeah, I'm fucking about. But I do think
I
drag
don't-
queens shouldn't teach kids.
What I don't see drag queens as being sexualized. You have drag brunches. I don't think it's and you get people from opposite sexes going to that. I don't think it's sexualized.
No. Darius is going from like the kids' angle, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds. That's where he's going from.
The people he talks to on TikTok. But if they're not, if drag
that's
queens,
the angle,
if
so-
drag queens aren't sexualized, why do I get a boner?
Well, look,
Because they're teaching kids.
let's leave it there. I don't have a better answer.
What else is on the list of integral knowledge?
Patsy
to talk about?
Palmer. I thought you were interested. Like normally the host has got the list.
Well, give me the list
Well, I'm
then.
not, like, I thought you'd have written it down or have it in your head or something.
Well, I didn't know. Well, we got Patsy Palmer, so she walked off the thing, but I didn't even see the video.
I
but-
don't even know who's Patsy Palmer.
Another well prepared.
I don't know these.
Palmer.
But we are
I
prepared.
don't know these Z-list celebrities, man. Who's
Patsy Palmer.
Was she big in Britain?
Yeah, she was Bianca on EastEnders.
Okay.
You're gonna show us the
Ricky!
video.
We've got the video.
We've got the
If
video.
if
What's
wanna-
EastEnders? I don't know.
But ever since her iconic role as Mouthy Bianca Jackson on EastEnders.
Since then, Patsy, excuse me, has traded the grey streets of Albert Square for the sandy beaches of Malibu in California. And she joins
What's
us
happening to
now
his arm?
this morning with your dog, Boo. Morning, Patsy.
Morning.
Lovely to see you this morning. Did you move to Malibu to get away from people shouting Ricky at you in the street?
Really? Not just for that reason. Maybe one of them. Maybe many.
Well, Patsy, do you know what? You kind of have done what Meghan and Harry did, which is get away from the UK, go off to California, set up a new life. And I know you've spoken about Meghan and Harry as well. You've spoken out about them. I wonder whether you do get more privacy over there.
Yeah, I think you do. You do. You know what, actually, I don't even want to do this interview because I don't even want to look at what it says at the bottom of that screen. So I'm just going to switch off, do a real Piers Morgan and just say it's not okay to have addict to wellness guru on the bottom of the screen.
Well,
You know,
huge apologies for that.
My issues that I had years ago that were talked about by me many, many years ago, and it's over.
To be fair, I wouldn't want to be known as a wellness guru either. They're all wankers. So, see where she's coming from.
It wasn't our intention to upset you. That's
shut the
obviously a quote
laptop.
from Patsy's book, and as she's talked about in the past, certainly
It's
wasn't
kind
our
of
intention to-
it's harder to walk out of something now. Stuff's done by Zoom. You can't just get up and but I'm out of here. All you can do is slowly close a laptop.
Yeah, it's like hanging up on people. Back in the day, you had the phone. Now it's just. It's just a slight tap. But did she used to talk about being an addict loads before?
Well, I think
'Cause
she.
that's the thing. If you used to talk about it a lot before, how are they supposed to know that you don't want to be? That's your story from addict to this. You know what I mean? So it might not be necessarily malicious that they were doing it.
Yeah, I mean they're just describing her. If she's had some sort of book out or something that's I used to be an addict, and then now I'm a wellness guru, and this is how I turned my life around.
Yeah.
Then, or as Darius says, turned it into a different kind of look down on socially thing. But
So I don't know.
I mean,
I don't think it's malicious.
The
is
biggest
it?
biggest takeaway for me is that how is she in Malibu and how has she got a house like that?
you get paid loads of money if you go in EastEnders for 20 years or however long she was on
Really?
for.
But how has she got a visa to go to America?
She's at entertainment. She got what is it? A1 visa. You can just perform. But that's
These
just
are the questions we
£7,000
do
a year.
need answered. Like, how did you get this green card? Like, never mind.
Oh, did she get planning permission for that balcony? That's what I want to know.
That's what I want to know. She had like a course. Bring up
Those
the
light fixing.
Bring up the video, Mooch. Bring up the video. Look at her apartment. This is
How do we even know she's in Malibu? She could be. Oh, we're recording this podcast from Malibu.
But look at this apartment now. This look. No, that's us.
Yeah, you can see St. Paul's in the background.
Look at that. That's money. Look at it.
Yeah,
Like
she's
a glass thing. What's that
she's like
glass?
a
thing?
star.
Rich people have opinions as well.
She's a star. I don't know. You seem to think EastEnders is a documentary about these poor people in London. She was an actress on an actor. You got to
On
say
the
now,
UK's biggest soap opera for 10
for
years.
Yeah, decades.
There was a Patsy that used to be on drugs. It's her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are we laughing at?
Nothing gets past this lot.
I don't get who she is.
To be honest, I didn't. And is this the one who got arrested?
Yeah.
Or is this a different ginger?
She was like a it girl or some shit.
It's a different. Yeah, kind of, I guess.
Yeah.
I
But
don't
was
know.
the lady who got arrested?
Oh, are you thinking of Patsy Palmer Tompkinson or something?
There was one that destroyed the nose from.
No,
coke.
that's Diana Westbrook.
Yeah, also on EastEnders. But yeah,
That's
cocaine.
who?
Daniela Westbrook.
Oh, okay.
Burnt through the entire septum.
Yeah,
now
yeah,
she
yeah.
can't be a woke woman because there's nothing to get pierced.
I interviewed her. Not interviewed. I had a little man on the street interview with Patsy.
Basically trying to tell us you've been stalking her.
No. Is that the glamour?
You
award? She
interviewed her or you interviewed Daniela Westbrook?
Daniela Westbrook. That's what I meant.
What was it like?
Brief.
Right.
And she had some new thing that she was going to bring out. She was very nice, very, very accommodating. But
Nicest celebrities you've ever met. Who are they?
Russell Kane.
Nico?
You do yours.
I met Gianfranco Zola. Well, when I say I met him, we stalked him. So Gianfranco Zola, famous Chelsea player, I was telling Mooch earlier on the story. My friend used to live near Harrods. He saw Zola walking back from Harrods with a kettle. And instead of asking him for his autograph, he thought, wait a minute, he's walking. He must be going home. So he stalked this Premier League footballer at 13 years old to the guy's house. He then called me up and we went and rang every single bell until Zola let us up and into his house.
What?
Yeah, he invited us into his house. And then it was so nice, such a nice guy. He goes, I got a present for you, right?
He was dressed as a drag queen.
No, yeah, just as a drag queen. No. He said he's got a present for us. We're like, well, he's going to give us a football. He's going to give us a Chelsea shirt or something. And he came back and he had like a little postcard which he signed with his name on. And because we're ungrateful, our faces obviously went, oh, I completely fell. And he was like, what, you don't want it? Went, oh, no, we want it. So he signed it, but he made a huge mistake letting us in because we then told the whole of Pimlico and literally every kid would go around and everyone knows his address. It's just off thingy. And we also know the Chelsea managers. It's off King's Road.
So what, he still lived there?
He probably still owns it.
Yeah, let's go, man.
Should we go there now after this?
And what you do with a postcard? You sell it on eBay?
No, it just says to Darius, lots of love or whatever. So maybe not lots of love. Maybe it was a more innocent time when you could.
Zola wasn't a drag queen.
No, but you could love children and then. But he was a real.
Is it
nice
worth
guy.
anything?
Well, no, because it was sentimental value to me.
No, but I'm saying if you put it on eBay, would it be worth anything?
Well, maybe if there's another Gianfranco Zola fan called Darius, they might.
You can sell autographs.
You can sell anything, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once the person touch it, and once they got a person's signature on it.
Yeah.
Maybe. I've got a signed tricolor ball as well of the official World Cup match ball from 1998, which at the time cost about £60. And what I did is I bought the £10 version and then I swapped it out for the £60 version.
So you didn't buy it?
No, I stole it.
Yes, that's correct.
But it's signed, like, it's not actually signed.
No, it is signed as well.
All right.
I got him to sign it.
So I was confused I thought that Patsy was the lady who got arrested, the redhead one. I don't know. No, so it's it's a different actress called Patsy.
Actor. Got to call them actors now.
That's
it's a different actor.
No.
No, she's not an actor. She's like probably works in digital or something.
Wait a minute, her name's Patsy Stevenson as well.
no. The other one is Patsy Kensit.
No, it's
wait a
Patsy
minute.
Palmer.
Her name's
Palmer.
Patsy Stevenson and she's got ginger hair and she's an actress.
Yes.
And the other one's name's Patsy and
she's-
she's got ginger hair and she's an
And it
actress.
looks like she's trying to storm off, so the police are having to like arrest her.
This is what the confusion was. I thought that Patsy was the same lady who. I thought they were just interviewing the thing, but that's just me being prejudiced against gingers, thinking they're all the same.
Apparently, like lots of police on Twitter have been saying, the protest, the vigil at Clapham was infiltrated by Antifa and stuff. And that's, so it's unfair that, the police are getting all this grief. And all these police are saying all this like stuff.
Oh, fuck
Oh,
off,
man,
police.
they're saying like, I mean, I know I used to be a criminal intelligence analyst. I know it's tough being a cop and stuff, but they're all saying, I'm just I'm tired of public shitting on us and like, we're getting no thanks and all this sort of stuff. And the job's so hard and, we don't get any gratitude and, the bosses are stupid and stuff. It's like, welcome to having a job. That's just like every job. Like, you can't like, I don't know, be a Oscar-winning actress if you want an actor.
Actor. But yeah, the Clapham debacle is a bit crazy. But I think the police brought it on themselves by not sort of allowing the protesters or the vigils to be held properly. Do you know what I mean? They had sort of social distance plans and had a plan around it, but they cancelled it. And it happened anyway.
I don't even think it needs social distancing. You know how many people died in London from coronavirus yesterday, or died within 28 days of a COVID test, of a positive COVID test? One person, which
Talk that talk, Leo.
isn't enough. But, but no, like, I mean, they could have just nobody's going to get corona. Everybody's had the jabs and stuff. And if we get it, like, it's like having a hangover. Unless you're like, diabetic in 98, then you're not going to have a problem with it. So I think it's ridiculous that they're like acting like coronavirus is still some huge problem, so we've got to like beat up these women for their own safety.
Yeah, we're keeping you safe.
Well, and it's the new rules that or the bill that's being passed by Priti Patel means that you could face up to 10 years in prison for creating too much of a disturbance during a protest. That sounds nice. That sounds good.
Yeah, for exercising a basic human right of like, you know, freedom to assemble, freedom to protest, freedom to associate with who you want. Honestly, when the government takes rights away, it doesn't give them back very fast.
Oh yeah, no, we're not getting that back, man. That's done with. That's a wrap. It's all over.
Yeah.
No more protesting. No more. They got this one even for one person, and it's based on noise. So if the police think you're being too noisy, I'm like, a protest is supposed to be noisy.
Darius,
You know what I mean?
Darius, you're fucked.
Hey, listen, I hated I hated the
can't even do
police way
comedy.
before.
You can't even do stand-up comedy to be like, that sounds like that man ranting. He's too angry. Let's get him out of here.
I hated the police way before it was cool to hate the police.
Way before NWA.
Yeah, these way before then days.
It's another thing white women are stealing off.
These I don't know, this right to protest thing. Yeah, now we can't even protest that protest because it's that Inception level protest. Yeah, but the police are idiots. Boris Johnson's an idiot. I mean, there's not like how the right to protest is needed, and what the irony is that it's taken the vigil for them for certain parts of the other political side of the spectrum to realize why people who are like, look, who were, you know, campaigning against lockdown, who were moaning against wearing masks and stuff, but they were fine with it until it affected them.
Yeah.
Suddenly now it's an issue. It's like, bitch, this is why we say free speech is necessary.
Yeah.
Not because we want to go around being insulting to everyone.
Yeah.
It's because we know that if you give them an inch, they will take a mile and it will be used against you.
Yeah.
So if someone wants to spout horrible shit, let them, ignore them, but let them say it, because when you stop their ability to protest, stop their ability to, oh, we shouldn't assemble, we've got to respect Corona, and these people are idiots doing the anti-lockdown, suddenly when there's a big issue that affects you that you want to fucking make a point about, between women getting killed by a police officer, by a fucking police officer, suddenly then that's what it takes to open your minds. So it's very important. Like this, the whole, and this is why everyone's, oh, you always banging about free speech, because it's a very important matter, because you've seen now that they're going to say, oh, if you rant, if you fucking raise your voice, if there's more than 2 of you, we'll get 10 years in prison.
Yeah.
Listen, go to Iran, see Nazarene, who's an English woman, fucking Boris Johnson threw her in it, and she's in a prison languishing away now because Boris Johnson's a fucking moron, went over to Iran, called her a journalist, they went, oh, well, she's obviously a spy, she's staying there. And they have no ability to speak freely, and then you'll see why it's important to be able to say it. It's not so you can just go around insulting people, it's for actual purposes, because like you said, at the beginning of Corona, the first thing I ever says is, if you think you're coming out of Corona with more rights than you started off with, you're living in the fucking fairy tale world. And that's why it's important.
Yeah, these rights and things and wokeness as well, it affects everybody. People don't realize this. Like the hate crime bill. People are like, you see other comedians say to me, oh, what is it you want to say? What is it you think you can't say? What, are you a Nazi? You want to say something really racist and vile and horrible? It's like, no. Like, then it comes for them. Like, there's that comedian in Ireland, Steve, whatever his name is. Like, one week he's like, you know, oh, so what is it that you feel that you can't say you're racist or whatever? Then the next week he's like, my Facebook account's been taken down.
Well,
Can anybody help me?
My YouTube's been demonetized.
But you know what was really scary? We touched on it, and I let it slide because we weren't talking about it. But when you said they were complaining about I Have a Word podcast, one of the comedians said, oh, he's just been sent for implicit bias training, right? Just say that out loud. Being sent for implicit bias, to make sure you think the right way, make sure you say the right things. Implicit bias training. Do you not? It's like, listen to what you're saying. Do you not feel that you're sounding like a Nazi yourself, telling someone else how they have to think, what they have to say, where they have to go? He must go there for implicit. It's important that all comedians have implicit bias training. And talking about disabled people, then, if you want to, since we're on it, we saw there was this thing where they said hiking. Hiking is, what did they say?
The LA Times, hiking is not diverse enough, according to the LA Times.
But the best thing about this thing is the picture. I don't know if you've got the picture there. It's got like people of colour. Then it's got a wheelchair user on it. Look. Take it off so I can see that. Well, we're not going to support your Free Press Los Angeles Times. We will never pay for anything. Press refresh.
Remember when you could just read the newspaper and they wouldn't be throwing adverts at it, like just popping up like somebody waving stuff in front of your face.
Let me.
Mooch is an amateur.
Refuse to pay for this bloody.
Yeah, Mooch, press reload and then press stop quickly. There you go.
There we go.
Make that big.
Make
right?
it bigger, man.
Make it big,
I'm
right?
doing it, gentlemen.
But look at the picture. Diversity has a problem. The dude's in a fucking wheelchair. The mountain didn't flipping grow to be offensive to you, wheelchair user, right? Like, what do you want him to
to
do?
be honest, it's only a problem one way.
Yeah. But what do you want to do? Put a stair lift on there? Like, what a stupid thing to say. I don't understand.
Is that a disabled bird? Like, the bird as well.
It's a blue tip.
Yeah.
They're arguing that, and it's in LA where 48% of the population is Hispanic.
Yeah.
26 white, and I think the rest is made up of Asian and black, or Afro-Caribbean, or not Afro-Caribbean, Afro-American. And there's it's complete nonsense again from the LA Times.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is somebody telling black people they can't go up the mountain?
Well, this is
you know
the
what I
thing.
mean? There's nothing.
There's none of this
stopping. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I understand if you're only allowed to hike if you could get this pass that allowed you on the mountain.
Yeah.
And it's not like that at all. It's like it's a mountain. You can just walk towards it, then walk up it, then you're hiking.
Then. I got Google Maps. I don't need to go hiking. I got a good vantage point. Like, what the fuck, man?
Do you go hiking?
Nah, I used to work in a hiking shop though, and it's called Rohan. And it would sell like hiking and all these gear that got mosquito repellent built in and SPF and all that shit. One time, one black dude, it's in that Covent Garden. One black guy came in there one time, right? And he was like, wait, because he's looking at the clothes thinking fashion. He's seeing all these pockets and shit. And he's like, these clothes sell? And I just burst out laughing because he can't see no other reason for those clothes because they look terrible, to be honest. You know what I mean? But it's hiking shit and whatnot. He's like, these clothes sell? I was like, nah. This ain't your tea, bro. But nah, we don't really hike, innit? That another thing. We too scared of the outdoors. You know what I mean?
What, really?
Yeah.
Why?
You watch black people watching horror movies and shit. We're like, you go out there, you're gonna get killed. You know what I mean? So,
it's always white teenagers getting killed in horror films.
No, it's generally the first ones to go are always the black actor.
Right.
Yeah. Is it Jurassic Park where the black man didn't even make it through the credits?
No, my favorite is with that shark one. And it's Samuel L. Jackson, and he's in the middle of giving like his giant speech, and then this shark just comes out and munches him like in the first scene. It's
when we were young, we used to like try and bet and see how long the black man gonna last. You know what I mean?
In the film.
In the film. Yeah. See how long the black man.
We did that with sports. For white people, like, how far is this white person gonna get? What round is he going down in? You know?
I think the reason why though is because I think in general a lot of black people live in cities, and I'm from the city, and I would never go hiking. It's just boring and shit.
You go hiking?
Yeah, only to look for magic mushrooms. That's the only reason.
You never
why.
find magic mushrooms. Basically, you've tried to find a gangster reason for going hiking because you like hiking.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
So why do we only go hiking to find magic mushrooms?
But
we never find them, by the way.
We
ever.
did find some. But then this woman, the whole time we're in the countryside, there's nobody around, just cows and shit. And then, we finally find a patch of magic mushrooms. We start picking them instantly. This woman comes out.
White woman. In the middle of nowhere.
In the middle of nowhere. She comes out and she's all like, what are you doing? You're supposed to stick to the path. And all this sort of stuff.
You see, that's why we don't go hiking. We don't go in nature. Look at in America, about 5 months ago, when a black man went bird watching. And the camera turned on and said, he's strangling my dog.
Hang on. Are we agreeing with this article now, saying that there is a diversity problem because Karens are putting off minority?
Actually, maybe there is. We retract LA Times. We agree with you.
We don't go in the well. There are no witnesses to see that we ain't doing shit. You know what I mean? Like, we need witnesses.
But then there's stuff that white people, there's a diversity problem the other way. Like, white people aren't involved in some stuff.
Think carefully about
what
stuff you're going to say.
Hang on, though. What that woman did name, though, that snitch on the dude who was bird watching, that called the police.
Yeah.
Remember the man that black dude
Yeah,
was
yeah.
bird watching and she could, what was
Central
her name?
Park
Central
Susie
Park.
or
They
something.
was calling
like-
it Central Park Karen or whatever. But yeah, I can't remember.
I think that
what
was
it's gonna say.
before Karen got officially stamped and every complaining white woman was called Karen.
No,
because
she was the big one though.
there
She
was a
big one,
barbecue Betty.
Yeah.
And I
And
think
then
it
there
was
was
Central
a pool.
Park Susie.
There was a pool one.
Pool, yeah,
But
yeah.
it was like build up, and then like
There
a
was
week
always-
later, then it was the George Floyd thing, and that just was. So it went from that, and everyone was like, "Look at this and this, and then it was all culminated in George Floyd.
Yeah. I don't know if it's directly to blame. I think.
No, I'm just saying, but that was like the tension was building throughout the summer.
Oh yeah.
To
yeah,
build
yeah.
up,
No,
build up with these little things until it just exploded. It's not. I'm just doing the history lesson of 2020.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what you were saying, Leo, that white people don't get to do what?
Oh, like get our haircut at like 1 a.m. or we don't get to clap in time with music. Have you ever seen? You ever seen a bunch of white people try to clap in time? Everybody's on a different beat. You know what I mean? It's like da, 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 da. You know what I mean?
Tez did a funny tweet. Tez Ilias, he said something like, "We don't hike, and then we don't want white people invading our things." I can't remember what he did. Said something like cricket or something like that. And it was, I can't remember what it was, but it was
White
something
people
like that.
invented cricket though.
Yeah, but they don't watch it.
So that don't
I
make
don't know. It
sense.
was Tez's tweet.
Yeah,
It
white
was
people
fun.
are quite big into cricket.
This is
Maybe it was a different sport.
This is why I'm terrible at stealing other people's jokes, because I forget them and ruin them. Just in case there's any doubt about any things out there.
Oh, Burr. Right.
They're cancelling cartoons. Speedy Gonzales is no more.
Is he? Is that because he's a racial stereotype, or was it? That's Pepe Le Pew got cancelled for being a.
Pepe Le Pew.
He's a sexual harasser of cartoons.
Wait, hang on though. Were they still even making these guys? Because I haven't seen none of them since the 80s.
That's because you're.
Pepe Le
like
Pew.
40.
You know what I mean? Like Pepe Le Pew or Speedy Gonzales. Did they have?
They've been removed
Current
from
series.
Space Jam 2.
Oh.
The
So-
ultimate cancellation.
Yeah, so Pepe Le Pew was revealed to be removed from the final cut of Space Jam 2 with the scene on kissing without consent. Although the news comes after a viral New York Times article on the character's encouragement of rape culture. It's believed to be unrelated. So they're saying a recent article in the New York Times cancelling Pepe Le Pew has nothing to do with him being cut from Space Jam. I hate it when any actor loses out on a role.
Yeah.
But what happened to Speedy?
I think
what
he's.
happened to Speedy?
Is
That's
it a
the important
racial
thing.
stereotype.
They
I think so.
they've also dressed the female rabbit in Space Jam 2 less provocatively.
I saw that.
than
They've
they did.
desexualized the cartoon rabbit.
They
Yeah.
desexualized the so
Wait,
the
I
caramel
wanna see-
rabbit.
I wanna
She
see
stays the
Speedy.
fittest rabbit of all time.
Speedy Gonzales is a bilingual mouse in the Looney Tunes franchise who speaks with a Mexican accent and wears a sombrero. New York Times the New York Times is reporting on this. New York Times Charles M. Blow wrote, what a great name. The character Speedy Gonzales, whose friends helped popularize the corrosive stereotype of the drunk and lethargic Mexicans. But I thought he was quick. I wouldn't say.
Man,
he was nimble.
The
Yeah.
thing is,
Quick on his
Speedy.
toes, man.
Like there's some.
If anything, they're on meth.
No, there's some characters I get which are bad stereotypes.
right,
You know,
hang
Speedy
on.
Gonzales was like, yeah, he's a cool character who I'd like to be. He's not
I
like
would have
a
liked
bad-
to see the white man voicing Speedy though. Hola, mi amigos. La cucaracha. That would have been great viewing, man. Fucking hell. Like the whitest dude. Just going in. Fucking hell.
Who was your favorite cartoon character growing up?
I was a He-Man dude.
Yeah,
He-Man was
He-Man.
my guy.
Banana Man.
And then Thundercats.
He-Man, Banana Man.
Thundercats
Let
were
me
good.
let me just state for the record: He-Man, Banana Man, Thundercats.
Banana
all
Man? Who's
ve-
Banana Man?
Don't worry about it. It's not as racist as it sounds. But what I would like to
Pull
say
up
is
Banana Man there, Mooch.
all characters with very achievable male body standards. That's
What,
why I
Banana
would.
Man?
Banana Man.
Yeah, look at Banana Man.
He's
I
being
suppose, yeah.
sarcastic.
I'm being sarcastic
Oh, sorry.
because everyone's saying, oh, women have got high bodies. So it's like, man, so did we. Like, what you think he might? The guy's just all
no,
muscle.
Banana Man. Sorry, I thought I was getting Banana Man mixed up with Spotty and Ted.
Oh, Super Ted.
Super Ted.
yeah.
Wasn't there an actual banana in that?
No.
No, I'm talking nonsense.
Yeah, don't ever test us on show.
Yeah, pull up
basically,
Banana Man.
Do we want to watch a bit
yeah,
of
we
it?
want to watch the
Yeah.
beginning. It says everything, so Nico can
Please
get up.
may
to-
I have Mr. Bun the baker?
No,
Oh, no, show him the
he's not
beginning.
at home.
That was
There's
it.
your 20
Well, yeah,
cock
you didn't play it.
stoppers.
We didn't see it.
Oh, that's a British accent?
Well, Eric and the baby
Yeah.
played
Oh, that's why I don't know it. We only got the American TV.
Oh, there's Banana Man.
There he is.
And the touchdown.
It was great. It was this
His audio
guy who ate a banana, and the banana gave him special powers.
Basically,
So like Popeye, but with bananas.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
yeah.
but he became
Actually,
like-
it wasn't. It's not as original as I thought it was. It's Popeye, but with bananas.
well, it's basically
But it's funnier.
England because English is like, we want to be good, but not too good, because
Yeah.
otherwise it's showing off. So we'll make Banana Man. His arch enemy will be Apple Man, and that will be the
Steve Jobs.
storyline. Yeah.
What?
So it was wicked.
Okay.
It was a really good
It's
thing.
because it's British, I don't know it.
And
I
there's
only know
Danger
we-
Mouse.
we
Danger
only-
Mouse
we only
was
got
great.
American series
Danger Mouse had a
cartoons.
bad boy theme tune as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Danger Mouse was. I used to do a joke about Danger Mouse.
Yeah,
I'm not-
Danger Mouse was
It was
good.
good. You watched Danger Mouse?
Yeah, we had Danger Mouse.
Oh, you might have a different Danger Mouse. Did he drive Did he drive a Lotus Esprit?
A little hamster pal called Penfold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
it's
Was
the
he
same
blind
Danger
in one
Mouse.
eye?
With a patch across there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not
Oh
going
my
to
god, I'm in a building. It's on fire. Uh-oh. Here comes a blind mouse coming to save me driving a Lotus Esprit.
And a fat mole.
And a fat mole. What else is on our list?
Well,
of
this
things?
thing, man, because they're also putting, as well as like cancelling cartoons. I don't know if you watch cartoons. I obviously don't watch stuff on the Disney Channel because I'm boycotting it because they cancelled Gina Carano. But they put on like a content warning that says like, oh, this cartoon contains like, unrealistic stereotypes and all this kind of shit. It's like unrealistic. It's a fucking cartoon mouse or whatever. Of course, it's unrealistic. It's like the mouse can talk.
Which one is this?
Any of them.
It-
They're all talking mice and talking camels or whatever.
So they're
never see a
putting,
cartoon
so
that's
you're
just
saying
a
they're putting
normal-
the disclaimers on like Lady and the Tramp. They've got those like racist
Oh, yeah,
Siamese
I saw
cats.
that. I
Yeah.
saw
So they're
that.
putting the disclaimers on that. What do you think about that?
It's madness. It's madness. Because this is the thing, like you can't judge them cartoons based on today's standards.
Yeah.
So you just gotta let them slide and be like, did they take down Lady and the Tramp though?
No,
I
they just
swear
put a
that's-
warning on and you can
Yeah.
still watch it.
Yeah. A warning is cool, but taking it down is madness.
I think
a
I
warning is
don't
alright.
think it's about.
I think they're
I
taking
don't even
some
think
down.
you need a warning,
I
but
think they might have taken some.
I mean, there
down.
were some that should have been taken down.
Like
like
which
some
one?
of there's some proper racist cartoons out there that.
yeah, but nobody ain't watching them 1950s cartoons.
Yeah,
man.
no one's watching 1950s.
Nobody ain't going back
Black
on-
and
No-
white, no one's watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
the crows from Dumbo were my favorite ones in that.
Were they racist?
They were, apparently, there was Jim Crow kind of like they called.
Oh.
And they were speaking jive.
Oh,
But they
right.
were the they were
Jav took it.
yeah.
Maybe there's an opening in the market for like a racist cartoon network.
South Park.
But what if there are actual people, but then they're crows in it? But I was gonna say that you should by taking them characters out, there's a segment of society who might speak like that. So then you're discriminating against them people who
They've got
speak like
nobody-
that.
I don't
you
think
know
the
what I mean?
crows
No
were put in a
representation.
bad light or anything from my memory.
Man, I think with all of this, no one cared about possibly before that came out and they cancelled it. Maybe
There are bigger issues.
yeah,
I
like
think.
2% of people who were on the Disney Channel watched
I think a lot of these things are just distractions.
it. Yeah.
Things to get us distracted and fighting against each other.
Oh, 100%.
When the
yeah.
real criminality goes unchecked. You know what I mean?
Well, like Disney, so they get it in the papers. Oh, look, we're putting these content warnings on our cartoons because we're so woke. We're cancelling Gina Carano because we're so woke. Meanwhile, they're using Uyghur Muslim slaves to make their films, or they're filming right next to the bit, filming with the authorities in China and like putting out a positive message about China when China's like doing basically a low-level genocide against.
No one
Uyghur
seems to
Muslims.
care much about the Uyghur Muslims.
Uyghur.
That's how you pronounce it. But I'm saying, it's mad. Like everyone's heard about it. Everyone knows it's going on.
Yeah.
But everyone's just kind of like, don't really seem fussed about it. And there's an actual genocide going on.
Yeah. Everybody's but look at this tweet. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
When there's
mad.
like actual concentration camps.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say it's kind of how much can one person do? I mean, we got our friend Nigel who got like into a lot of trouble from sort of even having someone on who was on his YouTube channel that had problematic views about it. And if China are getting rid of billionaires,
Yeah.
I'm not putting up a fight against China.
But but isn't that the whole point? Isn't that the whole problem?
Yeah, the problematic views that the guy had. So Nigel collaborated. Nigel does this sort of character, Uncle Roger, who reviews people cooking rice or something. I don't know. It's never something I'd assume would be popular, but he's got like 4 million followers on YouTube. Hugely popular. Guy's bought a
Nigel, invite
yacht
me
and
on your
stuff.
podcast.
Yeah, but like so he did a podcast. He
Nigel's
collaborated
bought a what?
a boat.
Nigel bought a boat.
Nigel bought a
Man,
plane.
the guy's got like 4 million YouTube subscribers.
I didn't know you had a boat.
He bought a plane.
He bought a plane.
Private jet.
But anyway, so he collaborated.
No,
He
he's got a
collaborated.
private jet.
He collaborated.
Nigel, let me come with you. Take me with you.
I didn't know you had a boat.
Well, he's probably got a boat.
He might have a plane.
Okay. Oh, so you just pull that out your ass? The
No,
boat
I
thing.
heard he bought a boat. I'm
Okay,
sure you
cool.
told me.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I
never
made it
said
up
that.
and I
I
told
was
you
going to
that.
say, is this Chinese
That
whisper?
sounded Darius.
But yeah, so he had a guest on.
Yeah, so he had a guest on who had criticised the Chinese government in the past. So the problematic views that this guy had weren't like problematic; they were correct. He should be criticising the Chinese government because it's committing, not quite genocide, but genocide-ish type stuff. I think the US has actually called it genocide, but it doesn't quite, reach the. But they're doing terrible stuff in the concentration camps. They've got like they're trying to extinguish all the sort of culture. They're sterilising people so they can't then have kids. So,
Procreate.
yeah.
I love China. China's great. But no, it's the thing with LeBron as well. LeBron had the same issue in that he was talking about all the social justice things and all this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he said something about China. And then like a week later, he had to come and apologize because the biggest market for NBA basketball is now China. So they were like, nah, you can't say stuff like that. So then LeBron was like, oh, I am sorry. I spoke out of turn. I don't know enough about the issue. And so he had to backtrack.
That's pretty much what Nigel did. And it's a real shame to see, like, because, I mean, if people really want social justice, it shouldn't just be when it's, like, social justice that's making money.
Yeah, but yeah.
I mean,
Like,
I'm of the
They're the biggest
opinion-
market for everything, so people are like...
Because I see
Yes.
a lot of companies doing this, like Sainsbury's will put the pride flag up, and they're like, Coca-Cola will put the pride flag up. It's like, man, I want to see what marketing campaign you're running in Saudi Arabia. Have you got a big, like, gay pride flag in that campaign? You know what I mean?
I went on a date with a lady who worked for a popular energy drink that would give you wings.
I think he means Red Bull.
Yeah, maybe.
I think he means
and she was saying how they are quite crazily racist with their advertising campaigns in like certain Eastern European.
No way.
Yeah, like it's crazy what they and the culture of the company.
Yeah.
Is kind of. I mean, they're an Austrian company. They're kind of quite boisterous. They sort of say a lot of things. She was called. I don't know if I can say all this. Like, she's Jewish, and someone made a wisecrack joke while she was on a conference call, and then he brought it up to her and was lovely about it. But it's kind of there are these. It's crazy what the advertising briefs for the UK market are, and for Slovenia. Different completely, very different completely. So yeah, I think you're bang on there.
Well, this is why I don't believe anything a brand says, and I don't understand how woke people fall for it every single time. The brand does not give a shit about you. They don't give a fuck about you or your rights. All they want to do is sell you a chocolate bar. If they cared, they would run the same advert, like Leo said. Run your Cadbury's cream egg advert in Saudi Arabia, right? The World Cup, where they're literally slaves dying. Homosexuals can't go to the Qatar World Cup because they get killed. They can't be there. So now because they sold out just for the money. Now FIFA have come out and been like, well, they're gonna come, but we don't want them to, show. They have to respect the local culture, and they can't. We expect them not to show their relationship. And in England, we're like, oh yeah, we love gay pride, gay football. But then when push comes to shove, when they could say, listen, Qatar, we're not going to bring the World Cup to you unless you open up. Homosexuals can attend freely, can attend with their loved ones, and they can do what the same as every other couple. Then we'll bring the World Cup. But they don't. They not only sell the World Cup, sell out for the money, they sell out the very groups we champion women's football. Women aren't allowed to play football in Saudi Arabia. We champion this. Same thing happened with WWE, but to their credit, they brought out this thing to Saudi Arabia. They said, we're not going to come back unless women can wrestle on the show. And then the Saudi government said, okay, women can wrestle on the show. It was the first. The women still had to cover up when they were wrestling. So they weren't wearing their skimpy outfits. They were wearing a long sleeves and stuff. But at least they made a difference. Yeah. And the point is, I'm all for social justice if it's not just virtue signaling. So I never believe half these people, and then money talks, and that's all this is all about.
Wasn't there a movie as well? There was a movie that they had to change something because of China.
Every movie. But every movie. They have a Chinese cut for everything.
Bring up.
Apart from Crazy Rich Asians.
Bring up.
There was a woke something that happened. Something woke. And it was because of China, or China didn't agree with something. It had to get changed.
There's some Marvel ones.
Nico, if you care about Disney and Star Wars, bring up Star Wars. John Boyega is the face of Star Wars in the West. And oh, look, we've got a first black guy on Star Wars. He's on the poster. Yeah. Then bring up the Chinese poster. Watch as they just scrubbed him out. That shows you all you need to know about Disney and their social rights. Like, we can't have the crows. We can't have them. We'll put a little trigger warning on there. China, no, we'll just take John Boyega off the poster because we wouldn't. We care about black people. Bullshit, Disney. Fucking liars. I'm glad I don't pay for Disney Plus.
Yeah, I can't believe anybody would pay for any kind of streaming service. I mean, apart from maybe Netflix, where you can just torrent anything. Disney will only have 2 shows you want to watch. So
I lost a couple laptops to torrent.
Look at it.
They put on some more laser beams though, so it's pretty cool.
Imagine that. We love black people. Let me just replace him with a laser beam. See there on the right? Yeah. Look at him. He's replaced by laser beams.
And two X-Fighters.
And 2 X-Fighters.
That's unbelievable. And that's Disney doing that.
That's official Disney.
That's official Disney being racist because they're racist.
Wow, because
Burger King told women they belong in the kitchen. Did you see this tweet?
I saw that.
But they've received some backlash for it because it was a trolling tweet. Up there with the best of them, like you, Darius.
But interestingly, it says it's meant to critique the male-dominated.
Because it went women belong in the kitchen, and then underneath it had a follow-up to it. It said, as long as
only if they want to.
Only if they want to.
But so it's meant to critique the male-dominated cooking industry. So it's men that are in the kitchen. And you go into any restaurant kitchen. My brother's a chef, or he used to be. He's a welder now. But when he was a chef, it's all
I
men.
used to be a chef.
It's all men in the kitchen.
You cook, Nico.
I used to be a pastry chef.
Is it?
Nice. You can do
Can you cook us some pastries?
I don't do it anymore.
If you sign up to our Patreon,
those days are behind
we've
me.
got a Patreon as part of the deal. You'll get a free Hate and Live and or Don't Be Shit t-shirt that we never sold. And also,
pastry.
PK will make you pastry. That is a good deal.
You get a croissant.
And I'll do nothing.
And then, Leo will give you
Speedy Gonzalez burrito.
Cancelled. Steven Crowder, the American comic.
Do you know Steven
more
Crowder?
Of a presenter
these days. Has got into a little bit of hot water for some rather cringy. Should we just watch the video?
Yeah, I haven't seen this, so I don't know what it is.
Farmers of color. But they did, and 5.2 billion are being allocated exclusively for colored farmers. Farmers of color, roll the tape.
We begin today's show looking at a major provision in President Biden's
Oh, sorry, I've skipped through it. My bad.
Today's show looking at a major provision in President Biden's $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill that aims to address decades of discrimination against Black, Hispanic, Native American, and Asian American farmers who've historically been excluded from government agricultural programs. The American Rescue Plan sets aside $10.4 billion for agriculture support and allocates about half the funds to farmers of color who are, quote, subjected to racial or ethnic prejudice because of their identity as members of a group, unquote. The U.S. Commission on Civil Rights confirmed as long ago as 1965 the U.S. Department of Agriculture discriminated against Black farmers, but little was done to address the problem.
100 years ago? Yeah, most happy about the new policy. These people. So, yeah. I'm on black. I'm applaud, man.
I'm going to plant that corn.
Go get a John Deere. Barack Obama, mother. I'm the president. Applauding that ad.
You.
I thought the last thing they would want to do was be farmers. Wasn't that a big problem for hundreds of years?
Yeah. Isn't that why Arsenio Hall called himself the urban man's Johnny Carson?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know. Are people lining up out in the middle of cornfield, Iowa for new dunks?
How would you prove this, by the way? Like, how would you prove that you've been discriminated
You don't
against?
have to. You just
Well, I didn't get that loan. Sir, you had no credit. Well, that should not have stopped me from getting the loan.
I planted a Hennessy tree, but it's not growing.
Well, technically it did grow, but that shit ain't that so. I planted a VSOP exo tree. I'm getting in some niche esoteric cognac humor, motherfucker.
Don't white people just go to their neighborhoods and build urban
Why
farms?
has he got a gun on him like he's got a 1970s cop? Like, what? You're so tough.
Wow, I think Disney should remove this.
Yeah.
No, this is so. I mean, that guy's what a right-wing comedian. See, like as a right-wing comedian, when I see stuff like this is like being a Muslim watching 9/11. You know what I mean? I'm like, shit. I'm gonna get. This is what people think I do. You know what I mean?
I watched I lost all respect for Steven Crowder when I watched the video where he was like calling out like dweebs online who had called him out, and he went up and there was like some really skinny nerd, and he like doorstepped this nerd, and the nerd's like, yeah, fuck you, what are you gonna do? And I was like, yeah, fight. And he didn't do nothing. I was like, "Oh, you pussy, Steven Crowder." And and after I lost all respect. Like, he tried to he pulled up on some like dweeb who'd been cussing him, and the dweeb was like, "Yeah, I'll fuck you up, mother. What you want some of these vegan fists? Let's go, motherfucker." And instead of fighting, he's just and he's like such a pussy, and I just lost. I couldn't believe.
What is he though? Like, is he?
He's like a right-wing provocateur.
I only know him from seeing clips of YouTube.
Yeah, he had this Change My Mind series where he'd debate really poorly prepared university students and destroy them.
That sounds funny.
Yeah, it was quite
funny.
That's why I was watching the other video.
But it was, it wasn't a proper debate. I mean, it was a proper debate, but you're arguing with people who aren't prepared for a debate.
Well, to be fair, it wasn't that they weren't. Some of them were just. Some
of them are thick, but
dumb.
some of them are thick. But like, he just rocks up to a university campus with a trestle table, some cameras, and says, "Come on, let's have a debate about
abortion." And then they pull out a chart with the baby at each head. When are you gonna? Where do you say kill it? And they're all like, "Mate," and I'm like, right there, where it's got a face and arms and legs and looks like a human. Anything where it just looks like a blob, dead. I don't care.
Yeah.
I think that's a legitimate point.
Yeah. 8 years. 8 years in.
8 years.
It's got a personality by then. You know if you can kill it with a shovel.
You can know if it can be trusted.
Once you name it, you can't.
Huh?
Once you name it.
Just don't name it.
Yeah, fair enough. Nico, the only one with kids, is being very quiet.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I was thinking about that dude.
What, Steven Crowder?
Yeah.
What were you thinking? Oh, that thing was actually racist, that bit.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It would be funny if a black comedian did it, though.
Yeah.
It would be really funny if a black comedian did that routine. Yes or no? No, I was saying no.
Oh, yeah.
He's quite corny. He's quite cheesy. He's
What was that guy who did Top Secret? That guy. Remember, he's got so much energy.
Oh, preacher.
Preacher, he would make that. He would make that work.
No, what you mean? Saying what?
Saying
Steven
that,
Crowder?
That like thing about black farmers, saying it like that with his
He
energy.
ain't selling that, man.
You don't think so?
Nah, the content is too. It's like, come on, man.
The concept could possibly work, but the stuff he's saying is all just the worst, shittiest stereotypes of
A
like the
Hennessy
racist
tree?
stereotypes. Yeah, and like all like.
It's a bush, if
yeah.
anything.
I'm stealing that joke.
Come on, man.
Well, he's getting a lot of flack for that.
Yeah.
And
it was racist, though.
It was.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And if you're gonna do something racist, it's got to be insanely funny to get. It's like the more sort of evil you get, like the funnier it's got to be to eclipse all that. That's why Frankie Boyle's joke about Harvey, you know, that joke, you know, when he says, "Oh man, I can't even say it. It's so bad. It's illegal now." But like, it's racist, sexist. It's a rape joke. It's like.
What was the joke again? I can't remember it.
So Frankie Boyle said, this is back when Frankie was still before he went woke, but he said Jordan, Katie Price, whatever she's called now, she's going out with a cage fighter because she needs somebody strong enough to stop Harvey from raping her.
I think I've got it here.
And I didn't even need to say it out loud.
Andre are fighting each other over custody of Harvey. Although eventually one of them will lose and have to keep him. I have a theory that Jordan married a cage fighter because she needed someone strong enough to stop Harvey from fucking her.
Leo made it worse.
Yeah, you made it much worse. You ruined the joke. You know why that
Leo
Steven
took it from
Crowder bit was. Well, it wasn't funny, and it was. But you know what it is.
It's cringy. It was cringy to watch.
You know what it is with comedy, right? When you see, it's because you could tell it was coming from a bad place.
Yeah.
Like you could tell the intent behind it was like, oh, I'm not being racist, but you could see it was laced in real racism.
It was sneering.
Some people make stereotype jokes about race, and
it
funny.
was like low hanging fruit type thing as well as being mean spirited.
Yeah,
is low hanging fruit. It's like oh, they're gonna have a barbecue in the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That type of
it was
easiest thing you can
easy,
go for.
and it was like you said, you can tell, like some people, like you can tell when someone like you can take the piss out of saying, I think you can joke about anything, but people can tell if you're coming from a horrible place.
Yeah.
So the only ones who would find that funny when he was saying it would be like, oh yeah, people who actually held those beliefs.
Yeah.
Because you could tell the way he said it that it was like implied. It was just. He needs to go on
Well,
implicit bias training.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing, like live comedy, because people talk about, oh, we need hate speech laws, because comedians might say something bad that offends somebody in the audience. Honestly, if a comedian said something that's genuinely horrible, mean-spirited, and offensive and racist, like that, if they tried doing that live, man, that would tank, because everybody would be like, oh, wait a minute, what the fuck?
Also,
like,
they're the most generic whitest guys in the world.
In certain
Depends on your
rooms,
audience.
that would work.
Yeah. I think
Like,
in certain
working men's pubs, that might tear up. That might crash.
Yeah, I guess if they got their own audience. But I'm talking from the point of view of being an actor who turns up to Top Secret or something.
In London
so you're not,
comedy clubs, it wouldn't work.
Yeah, but also, like, I think any comedy club, like, where you're not, like, all right, if people have booked tickets to see something that they know is going to be racist and nasty and stuff, then, you're going to get that audience, maybe. But if you're just, like, doing it, like, on a club night where nobody's booked to see a particular comedian, they're just rocking up to see comedy, which is most of the gigs I do.
Yeah, but I'm saying in certain pockets outside of London, that might work.
That's racist against people outside London.
No. It's just a fact. It's that a joke might work more places than others. Certain places than others.
That's like saying that joke might work in certain southern states.
Right.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And whereas if it was in...
He thought it was funny. And the people he's with thought it was
that was
funny.
one of the
it
things
could work some places.
I thought it was most cringe is how he had his lackeys there.
Yeah.
Sort of. And it just seemed a bit... like forced.
Yeah. And they all had that voice. Oh, don't you think it'd be funny if if a black guy did this, all that kind of stuff.
But yeah. Stephen Crowder's getting a little bit of crap.
It's great that the black people got the farmland though. That's great.
What do you think about that? Actually, let's talk about the actual topic. What do you think about that?
I think it's great.
Yeah.
We were promised 40 acres on a mule.
Somewhere to hike.
Yeah.
You can hike on that now.
Yeah, I think it's great. I got no problem with it because I'm black.
I got no problem with it because I'm not American, so I don't give a shit.
I think it's great, man. They deserve some land, man.
But yeah, but I think the way it's worded, the way that woman was like, oh, so we're gonna minority and drag queens and all this sort of stuff. It's like you're just making everybody who's like already a bit pissed off is just gonna be more pissed off. They're gonna see it as more unfair handouts that are based along strict racial lines. There's gonna be white guys in trailer parks be like, "Where's my fucking land?" You know what I mean? They're not getting any handouts from the state. Like I think it's just gonna foment more.
Yeah.
I think it's great. more land for the blacks.
We're coming up to about an hour now. Did we have any other points that we wanted to
Not really.
to tickle?
The avocado stuff.
The Mexican cartels.
Yeah.
Are encroaching on poor Mexican farmers. Now every time you have a slice of avocado toast, you are funding the cartels.
You hear that, Megan? Megan was eating avocado one time.
Especially if you have a line after it.
I was going to do that joke.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, it was in my brain to do.
Oh, really? Why don't you... I was going to say, why don't you sue me?
So what? So they taking over the avocado fields?
Yeah.
The cabal.
So they're not selling...
cartel.
So they're not doing drugs no more?
I think they're still doing the drugs. I just think that they're branching out. Sorry for the pun.
Okay. So you can get a gram of coke and some...
Can I just stop you? What's W. Burr?
Well, that's the website.
I've never heard of this website.
It's the first one that came up on Google.
Do you often Google avocado farming in Mexico?
And then I look for a website I trust.
We can go
Guardian,
to
yes.
Guardian.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Everything's got a pop-up, man.
I know.
It does my nutting.
The fruit's global surge in popularity has fueled exports and attracted violent cartels into the trade of green gold.
Green gold.
Green gold.
Yeah.
I remember in the 80s, I think it was the IRA used them to smuggle hand grenades.
Cool.
Did they?
Yeah.
You can get a gram of coke and some guacamole now.
Yeah, it's
That's great. Listen, back in Barbados, we had loads of avocado trees.
Did you?
Loads.
You get those big ones.
Massive. That's what I was going to say. Like, the avocados in Barbados are like this big.
Yeah.
Not these tiny little things.
Yeah.
That's all stone.
I remember in the Caribbean, getting one off
Big
a tree.
ass.
Lasted us about 4 days. One
And
avocado.
it's got a stronger taste as well. Like, the avocados
nice.
here are bland, man.
Yeah. That's because they
avocados
pick
don't
them. It's
really
like
have a
bananas. They pick them when they're not ripe, and then they ripen in the.
Yeah, but it still don't taste like.
Yeah.
You
so
don't get
when
a strong smoke.
When they ripen on the tree and in the sun and stuff, it's like tomatoes. They're going to taste really delicious. If they cut them when they're still green and then bring them here and they sort of ripen in boxes, then it's not. They're not going to be
it's very
tasty.
bland, man.
Yeah.
Man, you come by me, you get avocado, it hit you. You're like.
Yeah.
Proper.
No, that's the cocaine from the cartels. I think.
You're
mixing them up there.
I want to try Bayesian avocado now.
Yeah. Proper avocado, man.
Would make your shirt look better. All right, well, I think we've covered enough. We've probably done enough to get ourselves cancelled, redeemed ourselves in other parts where we said to cancel others. This has been a light-hearted poke at the woke. I've been Darius Davies. You've been
Leo Kearse.
He's been
Nico.
You've been our producer
Mooch.
Thank you for listening. We're gonna have a Patreon.
You can find me at Neeksman. That's NEEKSMAN. That's on Twitter, Instagram.
We're getting a full Oscars speech now.
And I want to
Going
thank
out of
my
business for
mother.
himself.
And what other sites I got?
Bill Burr got cancelled. We forgot. We didn't even talk about this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Bill Burr got cancelled.
Should we talk about Bill Burr getting
I think
cancelled?
we should.
That's NEEKSMAN.
Bill Burr got cancelled for the most innocuous thing.
Got Golden Globes. He said a few things. He said he wanted to kill himself during somebody's piano solo. Is that
he
right?
said
So
it was
that's bad because that's promoting suicide.
Well, no, the worst thing was some guy on Twitter was like, Bill Burr is has a black wife, so he's a white owner, she's his white owning property or something. Because
people say, he, whatever he said, people thought it was racist, and then like people said, but he's got a black wife, and they've been together for 10 years. as a sort of defense against him being racist. And this white guy was like, well, actually, he could still be racist but just because somebody has a minority sex servant. Which just,
wow.
Man, that just shows like the fucking level of racism on the left. It's insane. It's off the chart.
And then Bill's wife, Nia, the lovely Nia.
That's like, fuck you, bitch.
Okay,
They said, bitch, shut the fuck
Bitch,
up.
shut the fuck up.
You just did the voice. You're basically Steven Crowder.
I am. I
Who,
am.
me? Or
You both did.
Me,
Oh,
we
great.
both
Both did the voice.
Well, I just did a generic American voice, but you
Did
heard
he
it in
mispronounce
Ebon.
somebody's name or something?
Oh, yeah,
I didn't see that.
He couldn't get the name. He couldn't get
What?
the name right.
Pull out, Mooch.
But man, like, it's hard. It's hard to pronounce.
What was the name?
somebody's names.
Who was it?
Well, don't ask me to pronounce it. That's going to be even more
yeah, this
racist.
is the thing. Bill, how do you spell pronunciation? Pronouns.
You've got it down there. It was really innocuous. I saw it.
Daily Mail. Okay. Natalia
Jesus.
Lafourcade.
Lafourcades.
She sounds like she's been taken over by a Mexican cartel. We see that you're using an ad blocker.
Tisk tisk.
I'm gonna need to just sign up to all these. Sign up to the Daily Mail. I need
Lafourcade.
Lafourcade. Should we see how?
Yeah, let's see how he butchered it.
How do you pronounce it?
What?
Poon.
Puno.
Puno.
Yeah, I want to see this.
Me gusta la puno.
Oh no. Pronunciation.
Puno. Yo quiero puno. Dame la puno.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Soy Natalia Lafourcade y quiero invitarlos
Natalia Lafourcade.
¿Qué tal, amigos?
I wanted
Soy
Bill Burr,
Natalia Lafourcade.
este próximo 16 de febrero.
Somewhere on the 16th of February.
Bill.
Próxima 16 de febrero.
Let's see how he pronounced it.
Madrid.
Sunday night, the 2021 Grammy Awards, where the losers on the internet attempted their semi-annual canceling of Bill Burr after he mispronounced the name of the Grammy winner for Best Tropical Latin Album. When are you guys gonna get it through your thick skull? You can't cancel old Billy Redface. Sunday night, the 63rd annual Grammy Awards. Bill Burr was a presenter for Best Tropical Latin Album, an award that wasn't even given out during the actual award show. How does any of this happen? How is Bill Burr hired to present an award that's not even on TV? It was one of those web awards that they announced to the internet with like 25 people before the show even starts. And on top of that,
Scrub through, see if...
Yeah, he ain't showing the clip. He can't.
There it is. I was wrong.
wrong. He's in some back room that he was going to be on TV. Suit for the occasion, thinking that he was going to be on TV, thinking that he was going to meet all of his favorite rock stars.
I think you're right. It's
Anyway,
nice try.
You can't, like that guy said, you can't cancel Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because Bill Burr, when he does the jokes, they all come from a good place.
Oh, and Bill Burr, and also he doesn't like do this like apology thing, which people do. As soon as you apologize, you lost.
Once you're a certain status, though, you can't get cancelled.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Weinstein.
Chris Rock. Yeah, but Weinstein had done terrible things.
No, that's... I'll be talking about say shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you mid-level, maybe you can get cancelled. But you got the internet now. You just
Louis C.K.
start your own channel.
Louis C.K.
That's the actions, though. That's what he did, rather than what he said.
Yeah, right. So if it's something you said, you can recover from that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what happens is the other side back you. If you get cancelled, then the other side will back
But people jump to the apology so quickly now. And Winston from Mumford & Sons. So he tweeted that he'd read Andy Ngo's book. So Andy Ngo's the journalist who reports on Antifa. And so he tweeted that he read the book and said Andy was brave for writing it, which he was. He got like hospitalized by it, Antifa and stuff. And people said, "Oh, I can't believe Mumford & Sons are Nazis now." And then, and obviously stuff like that, man. The half-life of it is so short.
Yeah, but
like,
now he's ruined it because he apologized.
This is the thing. He
the right
apologized.
hate him and the left still hate him. So
Well,
he's lost
and also,
everyone.
he came back like 4 days after it had happened. Everybody had forgotten about it, and he issued this apology. And then everybody's like, "Oh wait, I remember this now." You know what I mean? And then he pissed off the right and he pissed off the left.
Time moves fast online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should have ended where we were going.
I know. I kind of.
We
Do
can
you
still
want to
just cut it,
do the plugs
pretend.
now, and then sort of plug where people can find you? We should probably do this at the start because then people will.
I think maybe just put it in the text under the
Yeah,
thing.
just do it in a sense. We said bye. It's fine. Let's just end it there.
Yeah, just wrap it now.
Do you want to just say? Do you want to do the whole thing again or?
Thank you for watching.
I said it was funny when I plugged my shit again.
Yeah, you've done it.
So just wrap it up there.
Sign up to our Patreon.
Which